Every Majespecter Draco target reviewed. Go! Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again with another card that summons from the main deck. And oh boy, do I love those! Among Majespecter Draco's many effects, it says if a monster is tributed while this card is on the field, you can detach one material from this card, special summon one level 6 or lower wind spellcaster monster from your deck. Now I have compiled all 48 of those here for us today, once again excluding the normal monsters, because I don't believe they have rights. I ain't really played much Majespecter in my time, so I have no idea which of these cards are gonna be good in Majespecter, and the answer is probably none of them, so we're just gonna shoot the shit for a little while. You guys like shooting the shit, right? Oath Dragon Magician. If you have a Magician card in your other Pendulum Zone, you can add one face-up Magician or Odd Eyes Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. Monster effect, if this card is normal special summon, you can target one Magician Pendulum monster or Odd Eyes monster from your graveyard. Add it to your hand. Yes, this card used to be a way bigger part of Pendulum piles, but as the Magician portion of Pendulum got kind of pushed to the wayside in favor of things like Draco and Metal Foe or whatever the hell they're doing these days, Oath Dragon just hasn't had as much of a place in that, and I don't know. It just feels like being summonable by a Majespecter rank 4 isn't gonna solve any issues that have kept it out of decks for the past few years. Alright, so here's how we're gonna play it. If we just pretend we don't know they're bringing back Kieran, then maybe they'll do it even faster, right? Maybe they'll just bring him back even more. Maybe if they think it's a surprise, they'll like bring it back to 3 instead of 1. Maybe if like that's the thing is like if we know it's coming, they'll be like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. But if we just like if we play along and pretend that we're shocked that Kieran is back, then it'll actually happen. Okay, everyone's just gonna have to play along with the ruse so that Majespecter can be good. The tricky, buy the tricky, buy the fucking tricky, buy the trick, buy the trick, buy the tricky, buy the tricky, buy. You can special summon this card from your hand by discarding one card. It's like an okay extender. Probably wouldn't play it in a Majespecter deck. I guess you could make like, what, Beyond the Pendulum with it? I was about to say not terrible, but I stopped myself. Win the Wind Medium. The card is always treated as a Charmer card. You can discard this card and one other Wind monster. Add one Wind monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot activate monster effects for the rest of this turn except Wind monsters. When a Wind monster you control is destroyed by battle while this card is in your hand, you can special summon this card. Okay, so it sounds like 2 effects that don't want it to be on field. Okay, that's cool. I'm actually glad about that. I'm actually glad that we summoned this card from the deck instead of adding it to hand. That's actually really good. How much defense does Bunbuku have? It has 900. Unironically, I think maybe you play this in Majespecter. I think that could like be okay as like a way to search Bunbuku, because Bunbuku seems to be your best starter. I haven't gone over like the combos that people have theorized with the new cards yet, but it seems like most of them are at least starting with Bunbuku. I think the Spell Searcher probably gets you there also, because there's like an E-Telly now. This also has 1500 or less defense. Okay, that I unironically think this is probably a very good card for the deck. Doesn't that lock you out of any of the Beyond/extra deck stuff? That's the other thing, is that the new Link monster, you can activate this effect. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Majespecter and Draco Slayer monsters. So, it depends how you want to play it, right? Like, if you want to do regular Pendulum combo stuff first, and then try to pivot through the Majespecter link to get into the Majespecter plays, then maybe you don't want to play Win. But if your plan is to turbo into the Link 2 as soon as possible and just do Majespecter plays, then probably getting locked into Wind isn't really an issue at all. Wind Witch, Blizzard Bell. If you control no monsters or all monsters you control are Wind Witch monsters, you can normal summon this card without tributing. During your opponent's main phase, if you control a Wind Witch monster other than Blizzard Bell, quick effect, send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. That's like so good. I think every card should actually have that effect on it. I think like we should just errata every Yu-Gi-Oh card to include the exact text of Wind Witch Blizzard Bell in addition to its other effects. What do you guys think? Kiwi Magician Girl. During either player's turn, you can discard this card. Magician Girl monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense for each Magician Girl monster with different names on the field and in the graveyards until the end of this turn. Spellcaster type monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects, and your opponent cannot target them with card effects. That is so good for Majespecters. The thing that Majespecters fear the most is being targeted or destroyed by card effects. That's actually hilarious that, like, the one singular wind Magician Girl turns all of your other spellcasters into Majespecters. That's kind of like a weird coincidence, right? There's no way they designed it like that on purpose. Familiar Possessed Wind. Yeah, there's gonna be a couple of winds we go through here, just get used to it. You can special summon this card from your hand or deck by sending one face-up Wind the Wind Charmer and one face-up Wind monster from your monster zone to the graveyard. If this card is special summoned by its own effect, attack a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. So Chad has correctly pointed this out. This is an ass trap. You special summon this card via, I can't remember if that's a summoning condition or an unclassified effect. I don't give a shit, but you do special summon it. You just declare having something to use from your deck and then special summon it like that. You just pick up your deck and start looking through it and your opponent calls a judge. Now you may notice that this card doesn't do anything. Even if you do summon it with its own effect, it doesn't fucking do anything. Tuned Magician. We got a Gemini, boys! It's been a while since we've seen a Gemini. I don't know that we've ever reviewed a Gemini on this show. I almost feel like we should skip this in accordance with the anti-vanilla rule that this show operates on. Let's just take a look at this very strong and powerful effect. This card is treated as a tuner. Great! I guess summoning this during your opponent's turn and then being able to normal summon it when the turn rolls back to you and make some sort of synchro is really bad. Go fuck yourself. The moment we see a card among these that is a tuner, just any utility this has just goes down the drain. Charioteer of Prophecy. Once per turn, you can discard one spellbook spell card to target one spellcaster type monster in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand. So I suppose what's interesting about this is that it can fish one of the materials from Majespecter Draco out of the graveyard, because otherwise I'm not sure how easily they can get it out. I mean, the new E-Telly does summon from hand or graveyard if you don't tribute, so you can just get that out easily. You know what? I've sucked myself out. This card's terrible. Arsenal Summoner. Now this guy might be his own video someday, because he's got a bit of a laundry list. Let me just read this effect for anyone who's unfamiliar with it. Flip. Add one Guardian card from your deck to your hand. Except Celtic Guardian, Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress number 1, Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress number 2, Guardian of the Labyrinth, or the Reliable Guardian. Now you may have noticed, this is not future-proofed whatsoever, so they've just kept printing more Guardian cards and stepping all over Arsenal Summoner's toes just to be annoying. You can add Gate Guardian. You can add Guardian Slime. These ones are intended. Guardian of Order. Oh, interesting. Quakimeru Guardian. Okay, that's broken. Now this is actually the easiest way to get Quakimeru Guardian out of your deck. White Wing Magician. Now you may notice this is a level 4 tuner, meaning the Tuned Magician can go fuck itself. Literally took 3 more cards before we power crept Tuned Magician. That's embarrassing. Pendulum Effect. When an activated card or effect resolves that targets a dark spellcaster monster you control, you can negate that effect and destroy this card. Now that's like the biggest problem that Majespecter has, is that all of their dark spellcasters keep getting targeted. And the only monster effect is a downside. If this Pendulum Summon card is used for a Synchro Summon, banish it. Yeah, they just thought it would be too broken if you could just Pendulum Summon a tuner monster. Imagine doing that. Imagine Pendulum Summoning a monster that's a tuner. Super Quantum Green Layer. When this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon one Super Quant monster from your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can discard one Super Quant card, draw one card. Majespecter Super Quant is the future. All of you who are non-believers are sheep, and you will get led astray by the shepherd. The shepherd being Jesse Cotton, who will tell you not to play Majespecter Super Quant. He'll tell you to play good cards instead. You aren't strong enough to play Magic Quant. Folks, hit the Quan. Hit the Quan! Gen X Blast Fan. When this card is special summon, you can add to your hand one dark Gen X monster from your deck. Okay, listen. Okay, listen. Just listen. Just hear me out for 1 fucking second. All right, just listen to me for 5 fucking seconds, okay? Just hear me out. Majesty Pegasus, the Draco Slayer, is always treated as a Majespecter, meaning we can summon it, pendulum summon it specifically, if this card is special summoned by the effect of a Draco Slayer card or pendulum summon. So we pendulum summon Majesty Pegasus, search Divine Wind of Mist Valley, then overlay 2 level 4s into Majespecter Draco, summon Gen X Blast Fan from deck, search Gen X Ally Birdman, bounce the Blast Fan, trigger Divine Wind of Mist Valley. The wheels are turning. We're cooking. We've got soup. We've got stew. We've got jambalaya. Wind Witch Glass Bell. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Wind Witch monster from your deck to your hand, except Wind Witch Glass Bell. Also, you cannot special summon monster for the rest of this turn, except wind monsters. You may notice another level 4 tuner. So getting locked to wind in this deck does not seem like a problem at all. So far, this seems like the best level 4 tuner we've read so far today. So, I don't know, that's gotta count for something. There are, of course, some decent search targets like Snowbell. I'm not sure what exactly you're making, but there are like options like Crystal Wing that you can somehow weave into your lines. Like, I guess on turn 3, you could tune Glass Bell with Bunbuku to make Wind Pegasus, and then with the Snowbell, then make Crystal Wing like that. That's okay. Majesty Pegasus, the Draco Slayer. Hey, we were just talking about that one. Okay, we're gonna have to pull it over to the side so that I can read all these effects. If you have a Draco Slayer or Majespecter card near the Pendulum Zone, you can add one Draco Slayer Pendulum monster with a different original name than that card from your deck to your hand. Then you can destroy one card in your Pendulum Zone, so either itself or the other card. Always choose a Majespecter. Quick effect, you can discard this card for the rest of this turn. Your opponent cannot target Draco Slayer monsters you control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If this card is special summoned by the effect of a Draco Slayer card or pendulum summoned, you can add one field spell from your deck to your hand, then discard one card. So Majespecter Draco is not a Draco Slayer card, so it won't trigger the effect, but you can use it just to get Majesty Pegasus into rotation to later pendulum summon, but I don't know that's exactly what you're going to want to be doing. You'll probably use Pegasus earlier in the turn. What's probably going to happen is you're probably going to put it into the extra deck with the link to, and then just immediately pendulum summon it and use it as one of the level 4 materials to summon Majespecter Draco. It really depends what build you're going for, what little tech options you're trying to use. Majesty Pegasus does, of course, make the deck's synergy with Secret Village even stronger. So I suppose that's probably an option, but not specifically as something to use with Majespecter Draco. And then I kind of just put all the Majespecters next to each other here. They're all kind of equally good targets, and by that I mean they're really good as something to summon with Majespecter Draco. And which one you want to summon at any given time will be contextual. And you're probably just going to be playing all of them anyway, except like, I guess, Nekotama, because it's kind of been power crept in modern times. Getting a search during the end phase, like, I guess you could search for Majesty Pegasus to get the protection, but I don't think you need that protection, right? Like, if they're already they already all have protection. That's their whole thing. The Majespecter cards are good to summon off of the Majespecter Exceed. I know, we always come to this conclusion is that the intended target is just the best one, but that's not why we're here. That's why we're gonna just skip over all of them, alright? Also, it saves a shit ton of time. Blue Dragon Summoner. Real Discourse. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Dragon, Warrior, or Spellcaster normal monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, let's think about that for a second. And then let's stop thinking, because I got bored. I got bored. Now, this doesn't miss timing. That's like, kind of something. And the moment I say that it's something, I immediately regret it, because like, no, of course it's not something, you stupid idiot. You dumb piece of shit. You can search Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, though. Actually, probably isn't even that bad in Draco Slayers, because you can add Luster Pendulum. Oh! I see the vision. Oh, you can search any of the Ignites. Okay, that's also good in Draco Slayer. Dragon Pit and Dragon Pulse are Okay. Fuck, why is this card good? Alchemist of Black Spells. Once per turn, you can change this face-up attack position card you control to face-up defensive position, and place one spell counter on a face-up card you control that you can place a spell counter on. Okay, so that even boosts the synergy with the Endymion shit. I guess spoilers, Servant is also on this list. Are these cards, like, good? We've seen, like, a lot of cards that you could genuinely brew something. Okay, before we move on, this card's not good. I don't want to pretend that it's good, but it feels like we're just seeing way more synergies than we've seen in any previous video. The joke of the first three is how bad they all were. These are, like, fine. We've had, like a couple funny duds here and there, but we've also been able to, like, cook. We've had, like, a pasta on the stove ever since the video started. The gimmick for this one is cards that do something. Storming Wind. Once per turn, you contribute one other wind monster, special summon one wind monster from your hand, but destroy it when a face-up Storming Wind you control leaves the field. Okay, so first of all, worse Goblinberg. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's worse Goblinberg. But also, I think it's funny the way it's written that, like, if you have a second Storming Wind on the field, if that leaves the field, you also lose the monster. Like, just, like, that monster you control is so fucking fragile. It tributes— Fuck! No, the cards are good! Oh my god! Oh, so you contribute something else you control to trigger the Majespecter Draco to summon another thing from deck. Or you contribute the Majespecter Draco itself to get into the Pendulum Zone, which then will search a Majespecter card. Oh my god. Oh, why are we cooking? Why? Okay, card I've never read before. All right, this is gonna be a funny one. Once per turn, you can reveal one wind monster in your hand. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, neither player can Xyz summon using monsters with a different level than the revealed monster's Xyz material. Holy shit, we've got a floodgate. We've got an anti-cash tech. We've got an anti-purely tech. Doesn't this stop purely? Okay, it doesn't seem to stop it. That was a weird tangent we went on. This card's interesting, but probably, like, bad. Sambel the Starbonder. If you have a Pendulum monster card with the same level as this card in your other Pendulum Zone, you can destroy the card in your other Pendulum Zone, and if you do, special summon this card. If a monster is special summoned to your field while you control this monster, except during the damage step, you can special summon one monster from your hand with the same level as that card. That is not that bad. I don't feel as though we should be summoning this from deck with Majespecter Draco, but if you want a wind spellcaster pendulum extender that also has an extra bonus to its effect, I suppose there's worse cards you could use. So, like, generally speaking, this is like worse Curtain Raiser, right? But it's a wind spellcaster, so it has more synergy. I would play around with that, maybe. Why are the cards so good? This sucks. Give me a bad one. Nightwing Sorceress. You can activate Assault Mode, activate the turn it was set. Perfect. Garbage. Throw it in the trash. Well, I mean, I suppose, like, if you went, like, what? Summon Psy Reflector. Stardust Dragon tributes itself. Activating Stardust Dragon Assault Mode will trigger Majespecter Draco. Assault Mode activate tributes. Oh my god! Oh my god! This goes all the way to the top. Oh my— John Konami designed all the wind spellcasters in advance. He was cooking. Cooking King Crab on the stove with the formula. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Wind Witch Freeze Bell. If all monsters you control are Wind Witch monsters, minimum 1, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn during your main phase, you can increase this card's level by 1. A synchro monster synchro summon with this card as material cannot be destroyed by battle. Yeah, this one doesn't really have very many advantages. I guess you could search it with Glass Bell, but you can't summon it because not all cards you control will be Wind Witches. If you do manage to get it out, like, the battle protection is good, because you're already getting the card effect protection from Snowbell. Like, that's, like, not very good, right? Because the battle protection will end up on the Wind Pegasus instead of on the Crystal Wing, so it actually doesn't really do anything at all. Okay, we found one that doesn't do anything. Okay, just keep doing that. Just keep making bad ones, alright? Yeah, Toon Magician clears this mid. Haha! Up high! Wind Witch Ice Bell. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand, then special summon one Wind Witch monster from your deck, but it cannot be tributed. Oh yeah, keep the anti-synergy coming. I don't want to see one more card that would actually be an okay tech. Locks you into level 5 or higher wind monsters. Can't summon the Link, can't summon the Xyz. Yes, yeah. Why are we cheering for bad ones now? If this card is normal or special summon, you can inflict 500 damage. Damn it, it's the time card! No! No! Why is there an argument for all of them? Fuck! Servdom Endymion. Each time a spell card is activated, place a spell counter. You can remove 3 spell counters from this card, special summon both this card from your Pendulum Zone and 1 monster from your deck with 1000 or more attack that you can place a spell counter on, and if you do, place 1 spell counter on it. This card with a spell counter can attack directly once per turn. Quick effect, discard 1 card, place 1 spell counter on each card you control that you can place a spell counter on. If this card in the monster zone is destroyed, you can place this card in your Pendulum Zone, then place the same number of spell counters on it that it has as monster. This is a good card, but it's good because it can summon itself. No, that's what you don't get, Stove, is that after we summon it, we can pop it to put it back into the spell in the Pendulum Zone to then activate spell card, blah, 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 then get the thing out. And then you can't summon it because you only special summon once per turn. Fuck! No, so that's the thing, is we summon it during our opponent's turn, and then summon it again once it goes back to our turn. Think about it. You guys aren't thinking about it. You guys just don't think about things the way that I, JaxLMS, the smartest person in this chat, do. Do? Is that the right verb tense? That I do. And then there's some shit in the middle. Yeah, I do. I know words good. Ancient lamp. Come and see the ancient lamp. It's so fucking old. It's an old ass lamp. This lamp is so fucking old. I'm gonna fucking lose it. He's so old. During your main phase, you can special summon Lejin, the mystical genie of the lamp, from your hand. This card must be face up on the field to activate and resolve this effect. Before damage calculation, if this card is being attacked by an opponent's monster and was face down at the start of the damage step, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, except the attacking monster. The attacking monster attacks it instead, and you proceed to damage calculation. First and foremost, Blue Dragon Summoner can search Lejin, Mystical Genie of the Lamp, to then summon from hand with Ancient Lamp, so this is true combo. This is just clearly the strongest interaction we've found so far. Second of all, this makes your opponent's monster attack another monster they control. You can't do that. That's illegal. The Xyz is twice per turn, right? Let's take a look. I thought you were fucking joking. No, it is twice per turn. Wait, what the fuck? It is twice per turn. No, that's completely correct. I thought you were running a bit. You didn't know that? No, why would a card that summons from deck be twice per turn? That's like fucking nuts. We can invoke Raijin the Lamp into face down with defense position. Right, my favorite Majespecter or Draco Slayer card. I keep talking about the lock on the Link as though, like, we need to worry about that. We can just play, what? There's any 2 level 4 monsters? We can just play this in whatever, right? Eccentric Boy. When using this card's Synchro Material, the other Synchro Material is 1 monster in your hand. The Synchro monster that uses this card's Synchro Material cannot activate its effect. Its effect is negated and is removed from play when it is removed from the field. Great! It's rare you see the card that is all downside. Just refuses to do anything productive. Just actively takes away from the world around him. Just hates everyone else, hates his job, does not want to be a tuner, clearly is not cooperating. More cards should practice, like, basically, this card is like the synchro equivalent of quiet quitting. Just does the bare minimum. See, he summons a card that is white. That is all he does. Win the Wind Charmer. Flip, target 1 wind monster your opponent controls, take control of it while this card is face up on the field. Now, notably, this is gonna go very, very hard in the Majespecter mirror match, where you can target all of your opponent's monsters. Very ruined trio. Fortune Fairy.
Who?
When you draw this card, you can reveal it, special summon it from your hand. If this card is special summoned from the hand, you can target one of your banished spellcaster monsters, add it to your hand. Yeah, we're always running into, oh, it does things in the hand when you want it to do things from the deck. Ooh. We can't just keep running this bit. We just gotta look at these and just move on. Like, okay, that's a bad one. Who's next? Who?
Who?
Do you even need to finish reading certain cards at a point? During the MX Saber one, I legitimately stopped reading after I read, like, Battle or Attack. Fortune Lady Wind. This card's attack and defense because it's level times 300. So that's 900 naturally. Once per turn during your standby phase, increase this card's level by 1. When this card is normal summon, you can destroy spells, traps your opponent controls up to the number of Fortune Lady monsters you control. That's bad. I guess this is like trading your normal summon for a single MST, but I think you need your normal summon in this deck. Like, Bunbuku is just way too important as a normal summon to waste it on fucking Fortune Lady Wind. Defender of Nephthys. During your main phase, you can destroy one card in your hand, and if you do, special summon one level 4 or lower Nephthys monster from your hand, except Defender of Nephthys. Another worse Goblinberg. Love to see it. During your next standby phase, after this card was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can destroy one Nephthys monster in your deck. I love destroying from deck. I think it's like so... it's just funny, like, taking a guy that just has not been part of this game yet and being like, you're destroyed, bam! He's just like, what? I just woke up, where am I? Worse, I refer to any Goblinberg with like a stipulation or cost attached as worse Goblinberg, because like it is. Like that's just true. Like you can't deny that Storming Wind is worse Goblinberg. Doesn't matter if you benefit off of the cost or whatever. There's a cost. The Nephthys stuff has ritual stuff, so it tributes. Damn it! Again! Altergeist Silcatus. Quick effect, you can return one other Altergeist card you control to the hand, then target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one Altergeist trap in your graveyard, add that card to your hand. So I would have just said, this is an Altergeist card. We're not playing Altergeist, but there's a second Altergeist this can summon, and this is twice per turn, and this one apparently tributes. Fellas! Featherizer. When this card is destroyed by battle... Oh, a bad one. Okay. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can send one Gemini monster from your deck to the graveyard and draw one card. You can mill Toon Magician and then draw. Oh my god. It goes all the way to the top. Oh my god. I think the deck we're looking at, this EDO Pro deck list we are currently looking at right now has more synergy than like most decks from before 2009. You skipped Flelf and I do it again. Once per turn, you reveal one monster in your hand, increase the level of this card by the level of that monster until the end phase. Alright, here's a thought. You can reveal a 4 in hand, so that's a lot of your Majespecters. And then if you have Kieran on board, you can overlay the Flelf and the Kieran into Naruto, who is just a spell negate. I think Majespecter's counter trap is a monster negate. How would we get Kieran? He's banned. Of course. I meant Oath Dragon. Of course, obviously I meant Oath Dragon. Kieran isn't coming back. There's no way to know if he's coming back or not. There's no way to tell. Guys, why did I just think of like a competent line involving Flelf? Why are these cards like good? Matriarch of Nephthys. Here, let's get all the Nephthys cards together so I don't have to like jump back and forth between the Nephthys mindset. Target a level 4 or lower Nephthys monster in your graveyard except Matriarch. Destroy one card in your hand. Special summon the targeted monster in defense position, but negate its effects. During your next standby phase, after this card was destroyed by a card effect sent to the graveyard, special summon this card from your graveyard. I actually forgot what it did halfway through reading it. So this one pops something to summon from hand. So it can pop itself to summon this, and then this can pop itself to summon that. And we're right back where we started. Hand of Nephthys, you can tribute this card and one other monster. Special summon one Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys from your hand or deck. Now I don't want to do that, but it does tribute. It will trigger. It will trigger Majespecter Draco again. Why is this work? Why is this just working? Why are all these cards doing all this shit? Why does it go? Why? It's a conspiracy. It's literally a conspiracy. Chronicler of Nephthys. You can target one Nephthys card in your graveyard, destroy one card in your hand. add that target to your hand. During your next standby phase after this card is destroyed by a card effect, you can add one Nephthys card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, this one is not good. These Nephthys cards, they're bad. It seems they're bad. Disciple of Nephthys. During your main phase, you can destroy one card in your hand, and if you do, add one Nephthys monster from your deck to your hand except Disciple. During your next standby phase, after this card is destroyed, add a Nephthys spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Okay, this is a searcher, but from what I've seen of Nephthys cards so far, ain't none of this shit I want to search. Sambel the Summoner. So this is like the small version of Sambel the Starbonder. So let's see if the apple falls too far from the tree. During your main phase, you special summon one monster from your hand at the same level as this card. Yeah, not really anticipating that having that many level 2s in hand when we're playing the level 3 and 4 focused Majespecter. It can summon Flelf. Oh, okay. Now we have found Soup. Witchcrafter Jenny. During the main phase, quick effect, you can tribute this card and discard one spell. Special summon one Witchcrafter monster from your deck except Witchcrafter Jenny. You can banish this card and one Witchcrafter spell from your graveyard. This effect becomes that spell's effect when this card is activated.
Guys, it tributes. MFW, my face when tribute.
What I'm noticing also is that, like, the ones that tribute themselves summon, like, a main deck card, right? Like a main deck boss monster, I suppose. Like Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys. Like, not a very good main deck boss monster on that end. But this one can summon, like, Vera, which is like a monster negate. It says it's a full field negate, but I mean, be honest with yourself, you're only negating one monster at a time with that. Heine is like a Trident by discarding a spell. Why are we looking into the merits of Majespecter Witchcrafter? Why? This is hurting my head. It gives the Majespecter's targeting protection. Fuck, it's so true. You're so right. Alright, let's finally read this Altergeist card. You can tribute this card, excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, add one excavated Altergeist card to your hand, and send the rest to the graveyard. Okay, bear with me for a moment. Even if you're not, like, playing a big Altergeist engine, tributing itself to trigger, like, the second activation per turn, and then just milling 3 is, like, okay, right? Like, I guess Majespecter is probably not going to be doing too much milling. Okay, let's free our minds from playing this card in Majespecter for a moment. Okay, imagine if you will, we're playing this in like Dragon Link for some reason. You make Majespecter Draco and use, let's say, like Rocket Caliber, tributing itself to summon something from hand. Another worse Goblinberg, but we're gonna talk about that. So then you summon Altergeist Pixie Elf from deck and immediately get to tribute it off to just mill 3 cards because you're not playing any other Altergeists. That's not Chaos Ruler. But it's more similar to Chaos Ruler than I'm willing to write off, right? It mills 3, Chaos Ruler mills 5, that's like huge. But it mills 3 and then also lets you summon another monster from deck, which, as we've seen, can be I'm trying to think of like maybe something that would be good. Like you can just summon Kieran, and then Kieran is part of your Dragon Link end board. Tribute Spheres, holy shit, okay. I still think that's like probably bad, but it sounds so much better than like, I just hate that I hate that we found a line. I hate that we thought of one. I think we shouldn't have been able to do that. Cards should be worse than this. Windwitch Snowbell, we have kind of talked about this a lot already. If you control 2 or more wind monsters and no non-wind monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Should be pretty easy for Majespecter to do. A wind synchro monster that was synchro summoned using this card as synchro material cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Not really expecting to summon it from deck with Draco, but you can of course search it with Glassbell, which can be your summon with Draco if you'd like, but that of course is not going to be something that will work very well with the Majespecter Link monster. So either do something with it on turn 3, or maybe just work out something that doesn't involve the Majespecter Link monster to make use of that. And last but certainly not least, wow, they have it, Droll and Lockbird. If a card is added from the main deck to your opponent's hand, except during the draw phase, quick effect, send this card from your hand to the graveyard. For the rest of this turn, cards cannot be added from either player's main deck to the hand.
I think we may have the goo.
Majespecter Draco, first activation, summon Gen X Blast Band, search Gen X ally Birdman, second activation, tribute something else, triggering Majespecter Draco, summon Drolan Lockbird, bounce it to hand with Gen X ally Birdman. Fuck.